Greetings, Nano Dimensioners, Mr. Investor. My name is Miguel. I'm a retail investor here in London, and today I'm going to be showing you why I think Nano Dimensions is a 50x baby. I am super bullish on this company. Let's talk about some really interesting and important subjects surrounding Nano Dimensions. Today we will talk about the latest direct offering, the absolute explosion in the share price yesterday. We are going to discuss the US patent approval, and then let's take a sneak peek at the latest research I did here. I was looking at their electric high performance devices and some of the trillion-dollar industries they are in. We're also going to talk about mass manufacturing and how they can be part of the production line, as well as Ark Invest's new space ETF. We all know that Nano Dimensions is a complete roller coaster, and right now I'm enjoying the ride. Before we begin, I hope you find this content super valuable and entertaining. And if you're able to join my channel memberships, it's literally just here above my head. It only costs 99 cents a month and it helps me create great content. If you're unable to join my channel memberships, just you hitting the like button and clicking subscribe is enough for me. I really appreciate you guys. You mean the world to me. Also, make sure you stay to the end because you're not going to want to miss out. I've covered so much research in this video and I think you'll find it very valuable and very entertaining. This video is literally going to get better and better as you watch through it. First of all, yesterday we were up 22% because we had a US patent approval and everybody was so bullish on it. So we were granted a US patent for the company's printing technology. Nano Dimension was granted patent number 10,897,000, loads of numbers, for their rigid flexible printed circuit board fabrication using inkjet printing. What does this mean? By getting this patent approval, they are trying to protect their intellectual property and they are trying to form an economic moat. That means no competitors can come and swoop in on their technology. The next thing is another direct offering. So we can see here that they've priced in another direct offering. What does this mean for us investors? So they've done this many times before, and a direct public offering is usually to secure capital. So they want to secure working capital for whatever they want to use it for. In this instance, they're saying it's for working capital, as they said before, and for other general corporate purposes, as well as pursuing strategic opportunities, including possible business combination transactions. And this Globe's article just came out saying they've got over $1 billion now cash on hand, and this is making investors speculate that there may be a major acquisition on the cards. So these are 35 million American depository shares. They're offering this at $9.50 per share, and they are hoping to raise around $332.5 million. So yesterday we hit a 52-week high of $11.45, and right now it's dropped 10%. It's down to $10.28. I personally think we won't be seeing sub, $9 anymore. I think a lot of retail and institutional investors are now onto Nano Dimensions, so the stock is potentially going to hold up until we get sales. Any other good news in terms of coronavirus being over and sales coming through, cash generation and new partnerships and collaborations, and an acquisition can make this stock soar. So I think we're not going to see sub $9.50 anymore. I could be wrong though. So when we were looking at Ark, you can see here that they've just been buying up shares even at that high price. So we saw the $11.43 and they continued to buy throughout the day as it was rising. They actually added another 53,000 shares in one portfolio. They added 65,000 shares in another portfolio, and almost every single day Ark Invest continues to buy shares of Nano Dimension. So what does this mean? As we know, they've been working with Needham & Co, and they've been looking to do a major acquisition that they could actually acquire maybe 1 or 2 companies. So they said half of their money is going to be towards some major acquisitions, maybe a few companies, and they were also saying that they have enough cash on hand for the next 5 to 10 years in operations. If you take a look at this link above my head, thousands of you have already watched this video. For those of you that haven't, you can click here and you can see exactly what they said in these interviews regarding acquisitions, regarding operations, and regarding the future of Nano Dimensions. So why do they want more money? So they are going for a 1 or 2 company acquisition, and these companies are to extend their current client base and get a hold of innovative 3D technology. So this is targeting other industries. So I was doing a whole load of research and I think they were going to buy a competitor or this company right here. You can watch this video above and see the exact company I'm talking about. It's another Israeli company. However, because we've heard that they've been successful with smart fabrics, fundamentally targeting the sports and fitness industry, does this mean they're going to buy the European smart textile partner they were working with? Comment below and let me know your thoughts. So next I thought, what else possibly could they be using that cash for? If they've already made 1 or 2 acquisitions and they're going to spend about half the money on it, what could they do next? And the next best thing I could think of was these machines right here. I think they might even subsidize these machines. So if they subsidize them and they try to roll them out, they can get them to clients ASAP. Reason being, if he cuts the price from 250k to 100k or even less, or even supplies the machines to them, they can now get companies producing and trying the product. So what's good about this is this will set them up for reoccurring cash flow, and they will force the industry to adopt their technology. So then they can get people to pay per use. I'm talking about that ink money, baby. So this is similar to bio-nanogenomics, if you're familiar with it. They've got a Sapphire machine and they've been giving out for free and getting people to pay per use. So next, let's take a look at all these companies. I've been researching all the competitors and who they can potentially acquire, right? So these companies were identified by Craft Co as competitors. You've got Advanced Control Technology here, FAE, you've got Massa, and you've got TR Electronic. So these companies were also identified as competitors by MarketBeat. And over here, you can see exactly how much the competitor market cap is and how much their competitor revenue is. So I want you guys to come here, take a look at all of these companies and see, with the 1 billion cash on hand, who can we possibly afford? Which companies would be so attractive to us in order to acquire? Could it be one or two of these companies? So at the top, we've got all of the expensive ones. And then as we scroll down, we get into the millions. So we see the smaller companies here who are still competitors, but may be advantageous to acquire. So out of all these companies that have a market cap lower than $1 billion, who do you think they could potentially acquire out of these ones? I've also got a video here where I thought that this LTech company here is actually owned by a parent company. And within this video, I show you why I think that parent company will be a good acquisition. It's another Israeli company. So I've been seeing a lot of investors are actually really frustrated with Nano Dimensions constantly posting these direct offerings, getting share dilutions. So I looked into the history of direct offerings just on Nano Dimensions press release, and we're just going to look at 2020 alone. So you can see here 3.5 million public offering, right? And this was all the way in February 2020. 2 months later, another direct public offering, $35.9 million. And then we just get into the offering spree, baby. We got 16 million here, 50 million, another 100 million, 60, 180 million, 250 million, and 332 million here. But as an investor, with all this money raised and all this share dilution, all I want to know is, will Nano Dimensions be successful? Will Nano Dimensions win? Now, I went back and researched all of the industries that they're currently in, and I wanted to look at their exact products and what part that exact product could play in each industry. So I'm going to show you exactly that. Then let's talk about Ark Invest and their new ETF in space exploration. Let's take a look where the smart money and the big money is going into. So when we look at their major product, you know, this dragonfly here, we want to look at the high performance products that it produces and the different industries and how they utilize these products. So look carefully here, we can see that their AME planar DC-DC up converter, it says here it's used in the automotive LED lighting industry, right? And then we want to see the growth that is forecasted within this industry. The global automotive lighting market is poised to grow at over $30 billion by 2023 at an estimated compound annual growth rate of 6.4%. So we are talking 30 billion just from lights alone in a car. I don't know if you guys saw the new Neo sedan, but they had these cocoon waterfall lights, these glowing, relaxing, natural lights in the car. Could they also work with Neo in order to produce electronic parts that could help them with these natural lights? The next product we'll look at is vertically stacked integrated circuits, also known as ICs. So with the integrated circuit industry, we can see here it's going to be 22.3 billion by 2027. And this growth is due to a surge in demand for smart devices and a growing emphasis on, miniaturizing and making your devices smaller within the electronics industry. Next, we are talking about the Internet of Things. So here they can create a Wi-Fi access point. So when I'm talking about the Internet of Things, I'm not talking about a mysterious marketplace. I'm talking about a massive industry. So we're talking from smartphones to handheld devices to home appliances like TVs, fridges, even smart glass on buildings. The industry itself currently has billions of devices. And when we talk Internet of Things, we're talking about it extending further. We're talking about IoT systems that aim at the industrial internet. We're talking about aiming at connecting cities, automating factories, and even reaching into urban areas. So when we talk about this industry, we're talking about $1.6 trillion by 2025. Nano Dimensions could potentially mass produce for the world if they fulfill what Yoav has been saying. So Yoav has said hundreds of thousands of machines across all continents in the world.
Speaking about hundreds of thousands of machines, obviously it'll start with dozens and hundreds. We already sold close to 100, as I said. And the vision here is that you are building an industry 4.0.
Also, another industry is the RF amplifier industry, in which Nano Dimensions was working with Harris Corp, an aerospace defense company. This technology, RF, is radio frequency. It usually surrounds communication, and the industry again is predicted to be worth 45 billion by 2025 with a compounded annual growth rate of 14%. And the main industry they've been focusing on is printed circuit boards, and this is valued at 86 billion by 2026. And this is continuously growing because of the growth of consumer demand for electronic products. So they explain, and it could be used here in smartphones, in smartphones, smart devices, smartwatches. You can unlock your vehicles with such technology, as well as check the status of your battery on your electric cars and monitor your vehicles using your smartphone. Also, with regards to smart wearable technology, so we're talking about smart textiles, that market of smart fabric, smart textiles is worth 5.5 billion by 2025, compounded annual growth rate of 30%. So listen carefully here and tell me your thoughts. Drop me a comment below. Nano Dimension currently has a market cap of $1.7 billion. It's in some of these industries that add up to trillions. Where do you think this company could go when they can help companies become faster and actually become more cost effective? Last but not least, let's talk about Ark Invest and their space exploration. So Ark Invest has just said that they want to create a whole ETF just for space exploration. This is going to be absolutely huge. So why would this affect Nano Dimensions? Well, Nano Dimensions is working with some of the biggest defense and aerospace companies in the world. So Nano Dimensions may very well find themselves in this folder. So if we take a look at all these space exploration items here, we're talking about businesses involved in reusable rockets, satellites, drones, and other orbital and suborbital aircrafts. These innovations should transform logistics, observation, agriculture, telecom, drones, and may even put humans on Mars. All of these devices here will need to be as light as possible in order to be launched into space, and all of them will need electrical components, high performance electrical devices that Nano Dimensions can provide. So what's the focus of this folder? What are they going to invest in? They're going to invest in all of these things here, reusable rockets all the way down to aerial drones. And here, what do you see? 3D printing. So we've seen Ark Invest put them in the autonomous technology and robotics ETF. So this is the ARQ folder. They now have $65 million worth. That's almost 5.8 million shares of Nano Dimension. And if we zoom right in, baby, we can see them here with $44 million worth of shares, 3.9 million shares in Nano Dimensions in their Ark W. This is the next generation internet ETF. So what's the chances of Nano Dimension coming into this folder? Drop me a comment below, let me know. So what's really interesting is they said there are 4 overarching categories of space exploration. So we're talking about orbital space companies, and this includes satellites and launch vehicles. We are also talking about suborbital aerospace companies that will launch, make, service, or operate platforms in the suborbital space. So these can include anything from drones, air taxis, electric aviation vehicles, enabling technologies, and also AI, robotics, 3D printing, materials, and energy storage. We can see here they said that they're only going to select investments for the fund that represent its highest conviction investment ideas within the theme of space exploration. So this can be anything from micro cap to blue chip companies. The ETF is going to have 40 to 55 stocks. And then we went over to Morgan Stanley and we went to see how much is the space exploration industry worth. And Morgan Stanley has predicted $1 trillion or more in 2040. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about L3 Harris and Nano Dimensions, and I'm going to speak about exactly how much money can Nano Dimensions make within the space exploration industry. We are going to be talking about big bucks and reoccurring revenue, because when aerospace companies manufacture and produce goods, print their products, it's going to sound like this. It's going to be like a money printer for Nano Dimensions pockets. So just remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. I did a lot of research in this video, and I think Nano Dimensions is going to be worth so much in the future. This is only my opinion. It's not investment advice, but I would love for Nano Dimensions to hit over $100 per share. Just looking at it, Nano Dimensions' game-breaking technology can actually be a crucial part of these trillion-dollar industries that are growing even bigger. We are talking mass manufacturing, mass production, just like Yoav has said, 100,000 plus machines making money every single day. The money machine, baby. So I've done a lot of research for this video, and the next one's going to be even better. If you can afford to support me with 99 cents a month, just click the join button right here, boom, and you'll be able to be one of my true supporters. Hopefully, we're going to see this company go to the moon, and I'm talking literally. Mr. Investor over and out, baby.